It's been a few weeks since we've done one of our awesome call-in shows, and we knew how much you guys wanted to talk treasure. And who better to talk treasure with than our good friends? I don't want to hold us back. Let's get into it. I'm Emma.
I'm Megan.
I'm Jaws.
Bruce on the ground.
I'm Jam, and we are New Phone Who Dis. That's right. We just
We're
to name our new show.
bringing you New Phone Who Dis.
Yeah, we're hoping this is going to work. We've made some changes. I still figured, as we were testing today, I realized I got to make a few more changes to make this all sweet and perfect. But I think at least the caller is going to be able to get on, and we're going to be able to talk to them. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, here we go.
But it's so exciting. Thank you so much, X Marks the Pod, for coming to be part of this. Who better to talk treasure with than our treasure hunting friends?
Nobody.
He's like, there is nobody you would rather talk treasure with me. You know what I'm going to tell you? I actually love to talk treasure with Bruce because we have differing opinions, and that's how you learn new things in the treasure hunting world, right?
Exactly.
And isn't that kind of what started your guys' group together? Why don't you tell people what made you guys come together and do a podcast together?
Jaws.
It's funny, like looking at us on the screen, like Bruce is pointing that way, but on my screen, I'm that way.
Jaws, go ahead, Jaws.
We'll just pretend I'm all around. Yeah, so yeah, Bruce and I, we started talking, it's been over a year probably now. And, you know, we both have very different opinions on pretty much everything except for a couple things. And so I was like, hey, how would you feel about doing a podcast? And then he was like, hey, that sounds cool, but I don't want to have to do anything but show up and do it. And I was like, cool, I'll do the rest. We're good. And I asked Megan, and Megan was like, well, I'll think about it. And I said,
Megan said no.
I said, by the way, I already made a theme song and some pictures and stuff, and you're in it already. So welcome to the show. So we kind of roped her into it unwillingly, but it's been great, and so thankful that both of them agreed to do it after we twisted Megan's arm for a little while. It's been a ton of fun, and got to meet Megan and hang out with her, and get to meet Bruce soon at Seekers Summit. I'm excited about that. So,
for sure. Seekers Summit is going to be amazing, and it's going to be such a different and new experience for you guys. Bruce got to experience it a little bit when he went to our birthday party in TreasureCon. Bruce, tell people about what were you expecting when you got there? Was it everything you thought it would be?
I was expecting alcohol at your party, and that's exactly what I got.
That's true. That's how we throw parties.
Here's a great thing about your party and just the TreasureCon in general. Everybody was just so nice and so friendly and wanted to talk, and you could, it's the easiest way to get in a conversation is just like, hey, what box are you looking for? Hey, tell me about this solve. And immediately you're fast friends, you're sharing information, you're talking, you've got some commonality there. That's the great thing about it. You're not trying to find a common thread to talk to somebody, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, dozens of new friends, literally from on Facebook.
It's kind of shocking, right?
What's that?
It's kind of shocking, right? Because you're like, where in your adult life do you go where a room full of strangers is like, you want to be friends?
Yeah. Do we just become best friends?
Where do you meet people?
We did. Exactly. Yes, absolutely. And this is going to be exponentially bigger. So, so it'll be interesting to see how many more new friends we make out of this. And I just love it. Someone made a post on Facebook in one of the groups about like, just go. If you're hesitant at all,
I saw that.
It was an awesome post, and whoever did it, shout Lisa, I think was her name.
Lisa was her name.
It's absolutely 100% true. Like you don't need to know anybody, but someone will come talk to you about your solve, and that's all you get, and everybody loves to chat about their solves and stuff. So
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, how many solves did you hear that weekend?
More than I probably wanted to hear.
More than you can remember, that's for sure.
Oh my God.
I think he's still trying to forget some of them.
Right. We're getting some interaction from 3D Bronze. He's saying somebody's got some pretty big feedback. Do you have your own YouTube muted in the background, guys? Like if you're watching your YouTube from your phone and from here, maybe?
Yeah, I don't hear a reverb.
Oh, yeah, I hear some feedback too. I don't have anything else open.
Okay, I don't have, mine is always open on my phone, but it's out down low. But thank you, 3D Bronze, for letting us know. I do hear it too.
I think it might be you, Bruce. When you talk, I hear it, and I muted mine to make sure it wasn't me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Hey, you
know.
want me to try muting me?
So I'm not sure. I'm at a Quality Inn here in Auburn, Alabama, on their Wi-Fi, and you can just tell how jerky I am, more jerky than in real life, but or maybe less jerky. But yeah, I don't know if that's me or not. I don't hear it now.
I heard it the whole time you were talking.
Oh, weird. Maybe it's you.
Maybe I like that. Maybe it's you.
Well, you usually
Maybe
use
it's
your headphones
Maybelline.
too. You usually use your earphones too, don't you?
Well, I had my
Yeah.
computer muted the whole time you were talking, so
Oh,
Oh my gosh, Sammy, my poor dog. He is abused and nobody will give him 50 treats every 20 seconds. I'm so sorry. He's whining. Well, I would say this, and we have about 54 people in here live already. If you're not coming to Seeker Summit and you're thinking about coming to Seeker Summit, tickets are still available, $25 each. The Seeker Summit the Layer 5 Seekers Bounty is still $10,000. The lineup is incredible. And now that you guys are kind of looking at that BTME, you're going to like all of a sudden be like, oh my goodness, so much of this is starting to make a little, it's like it kind of ties it all together. You hear that John is a Forrest Fenn treasure hunter, but the BTME world, now that's a different level of Forrest and like now BTME people. I will tell you, when we were in Dillon, all those people there was like, are you checking to see if it's you, Jim?
Nope.
Okay. I couldn't tell. You're like,
I was trying to see if I can hear a different echo. So I'm just doing more tests. I'm trying to make this all better. So doing the tech
of
side.
course. Megan, as you are coming out for your first big event like this, any concerns? Are you excited? What are you thinking? Tell me what you're feeling.
Mine is more like stage fright and fangirling.
Oh,
So
God.
once I get there, once I get through 10 minutes, I'm going to be completely fine. In my past life, I've hosted my own huge event, but it's still gonna take me a little bit to get in there.
Yeah, for sure. But that's part of it though, too. I mean, that's something to be said. Like people are going to be so excited to meet you guys. I'm excited. I'm like you. I'm not a hugger. I'm like a don't touch me kind of girl. But in this world, you end up hugging everybody. Like I think
I'm glad
even Bruce and I
we're
hug.
making that a public announcement. Megan does not appreciate hug. I
She's like,
sold
"Hi, I'm
advertising.
Megan."
In Illinois, we're business people. We shake hands. It's not, there's
Yeah.
no hug. I'm not originally from the South. I'm not a hugger.
and I'm going to be bringing it in for the group hug.
yes. I told
I
Megan
love it.
she's getting a full body 10-second hug for me.
I
And
like
then
how
I'm gonna encourage
Montana Josh is
everybody
like,
to
I'm
hug her.
bringing the hugs. So funny. I just
Yeah.
threw a
So you
Smartie at
guys
my dog.
have a huge interview coming up next week. You got one of the stars of Golden Greed, one of the biggest treasure hunters out, one of the creator out, and Justin
Who could it
Posey is going to
be?
be on your show.
Justin Posey.
Justin
me.
Posey.
Is
You
this
are
the
correct.
biggest interview you've gotten so far?
Other than Froggy, yeah.
Froggy's a big deal.
Froggy's
Froggy
a
was
big
our
deal.
first interview.
Yeah,
Good success. He's a
You had us on. What do you?
Oh, yes.
You're right. Other than
You
you,
guys-
Gosh,
yeah.
way to insult the host.
You're right. Sorry,
I
Emma.
don't
That's
even
it. That
know
was
if I can continue anymore.
that was.
That's why I like you the best, guys. You remember me.
You know who I am. Yeah, exactly.
Jim was my first friend I made when I started treasure hunting. I can't forget him.
I always say that about Megan.
Yes.
Megan was my first friend.
That's
Yes.
so funny.
And then Bruce and I argued, but he doesn't remember that, and that's the best part.
Okay.
But for what it's worth, we continue to argue, but politely now.
I believe it. Yeah, we definitely argue more politely. I just let you know. I'm scared of you, Emma. So I try not. I let you have your way, and not let you have your way, but I nod politely and move along.
That's generally
First in the board, LFG. I think we know
You know
that.
what? Let's frickin' go.
Let's freaking
Yeah.
go.
Oh my gosh, Bear, it's good to see you. Glad you're here. I'm so excited that people are here. We're going to definitely open up the phone lines in just a few minutes. Want to give it a couple seconds more, guys. So you have an interview with Justin on Tuesday. You're going to film it, and you guys don't go live, but you'll have it up and ready to go on Tuesday afternoon. Are you preparing questions in advance, or are you going to wing it?
No, we're just going to wing the whole thing. I mean,
That's what I expect from you.
No. We are. Look, 30 years of the military, you know, this is a big deal. Like I'm scaring Megan and Jaws with like, we're doing a murder board of the questions. We're going to prep beforehand. We're going to make sure we have our questions. We know what order we're asking. We're not going to waste time. We're going to try to be as efficient as possible and let Justin do all 90% of the talking. So we want this to be an efficient interview. We want it to be worthwhile to the community. And I feel like that's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight, a lot of responsibility. And these interviews are hard because he's already done a lot of interviews. I feel like he's probably given away what he wants to give away right now. So we're hoping
he might be saving some stuff for Secret Summit.
And I thought about that too. Like I don't want to get punted on because like, well, I'm going to bring that up at the Secret Summit. I'm going to bring that up at Secret Summit. So we're going to try to. We're going to try to find the balance here. I recognize that there will probably be some big things dropped at the Secret Summit. So we're going to maybe, as we murder board these questions, be like, okay, is this something like talking about the, I don't know, like the cipher and the clocks? Like maybe he's going to give us a clue there for that, right? I don't want to get the Heisman on those questions. So we've got a lot of questions we've asked the community for ideas. ChatGPT is great for coming up with things. So.
Oh yeah.
I definitely feel a ton of pressure on this. I'm not gonna lie. Like I want it to be professional. I want it to be. So anyway, yeah, I'm nervous as you can tell. I'm running my mouth too much. So
you don't have to be nervous. Justin.
I know Megan.
Yeah, I made the mistake to look up to see how many views there were on One Clue Short, his last interview, and saw that it was 10K, and I was like, that many people are gonna be watching. And Bruce has instructed me, do not fangirl. Let him talk.
It's the hard part. We also look, you want to get as many questions in as possible too. So it's tough to be like, should I let him keep talking? Should I get because sometimes he'll be like a way to strategery it is to basically, if you ask about something that's kind of unimportant, you could elongate that question, and now you just burned a bunch of times and didn't have to answer as much questions. So it's a fine balance. But just know this: if he does punt and say, "Oh, that's something that maybe I'd like to do in a different forum," be like, "Good, let's get it on at Secret Summit." So
yeah, exactly.
Well, and Davio in the chat said it best. Justin's easy to talk to.
I get that, but again, I'm concerned about the community as a whole too. Like I want it to be something valuable that people are going to see, and like they're we got some good insights or something, some value to it, right? I mean, yes, we could talk to Justin all day, and I could fanboy and
and you have,
and I have. Well, when Justin recognized me at your party, like it just blew my mind, and I was totally.
I have to tell that story because it was the best story, Bruce. Bruce and I are standing there in the bar. And I'm like, did you see Justin Posey's here? He's like, yeah, I kind of want to punch him because he ruined my solve. And I'm like, what? Bruce, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you're not going to go talk to him. I'm like, you're going to go talk to him. And he's like, he ruined my solve. Like joking around. He's joking, of course, right? And then I'm like, come meet him. 20 seconds later, he's like, that's my new best friend. It was pretty hilarious. I love that.
He was great. He was totally great. And like I said, I walked up to him and he goes, Bruce, and it just blew my mind. And so that was all it took.
He had him from hello.
He did. He had me at hello. I was Jerry Maguire. He Jerry Maguire'd me. But no, just the sweetest guy, super nice. Couldn't have been any better. We're very excited that he was gracious enough to even offer to be on the pod. Like when he told me he watched the pod, again, it's like, what? So we're going to try not to fanboy and girl too much with him, but we'll do it here. Justin, we love you. We appreciate you. We are so happy you're coming on the pod, and we can't wait to talk to you and get some good insights for the community.
Well, I will say
now all read BTME. Is that what's happened here?
All right. So I'll take that question. So let me tell you, I've been trying to prepare for this interview because, I've not been on the BTME hunt at all. Mm-hmm. I ordered the book 3 weeks ago to prep for this. It came in yesterday.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have sent you one.
Yeah. So
I literally have a whole shelf of them up there. I would have sent you one.
So Megan and I have started a bet on who's going to finish the book first before the interview. So I got through about half of it in one day. So I'll read the rest probably tonight.
That's a good book.
That's impressive.
I've had mine for a really long time, but ADHD, like I can get through a couple chapters, have to go do something else, come back. But it's been the most incredible book. I enjoy it so much. He's so relatable.
I will make no promises I won't fanboy, because from reading half of the book so far, like Megan will tell you, I've been shooting her messages about stuff. Like I thought Justin was amazing before I got the book. And then I started reading it, and he's talking about all the things I love, like Oak Island in there and stuff like that. And I'm like, this guy needs to be my best friend.
Well, and he has a best friend feel, which is really nice. It's really
Yeah.
nice. So one thing I will say, so now you guys have read it, you've read half. Is it me? How could it be me, Jim?
I don't know. I don't know who it is. So we're figuring it out. We're just gonna get through. It's a little echo. We're just gonna have to deal with it. So
You're welcome. That echo is just so you can hear us twice as nice. Okay, so I think we now know that everybody on the panel has read Beyond the Map's Edge, but the first half by Jaws. Let's open up the phone lines, Jim. Let's take a call. Let's talk about it, people. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. This is what we're here to discuss. We're going to talk TTI, because these people know TTI. We can talk BTME. We can talk Max's Hunt coming up in June on the 16th in South Dakota, up in the how do I say that? The Black Hills? The Black Hills? Does that sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, up in the Black Hills. Let's take a phone call. Jim, what's our phone number? Okay, who will be the first caller? Now that we've named our show, new phone, who dis? Who will be the first person to call that number? Is it ringing yet, Jim? Everybody's like, not me, not me. Okay, so Megan, while we're waiting for a caller, what was your favorite part of what you've read so far?
Keep changing my mind. On our show originally, I said that the part when he went to the mailbox to get his grandpa's mail and he was met up with the snakes. But as I keep going, I'm liking that he found like incredible things when he was metal detecting. Like, as a kid, we bought Jada a metal detector, and that's how we started out the lesson. You know, don't expect to go out there and find something awesome the very first day. And our first day, we find a car. We dug up an entire car by finding it with her metal detector on the very first day. And so as I keep reading the story, I just keep relating everything that he did, because that's how I grew up. And so each chapter just keeps getting better for me.
That's amazing. It's incredible too, because I'm just learning how to use a metal detector. And so there's actually a metal detectorist company called Noka Detectors coming to Seeker Summit. And so I was telling them how I used it when I went out to go look for these guns for the Southern Trapper Treasure, which is these 2 handmade guns that are buried out in South Dakota. And I was telling them how we go out there and literally everything you moved it by was lighting it up. And he's like, well, there's other kind. Well, what kind of detector were you using? Was it ready for a saltwater area? I'm like, wait, what? I didn't even know that was a thing. And it's like all the different things that I learn every single time I have another conversation with treasure hunters. That blows my mind. You know? It's everywhere. I'd love to. Hey, listen, there's a question here. I'd love to chat Forrest Fenn. It's from a perspective of somebody who's just learning after the fact. Anybody is welcome to call in. Why was Forrest Fenn tagged?
Forrest Fenn was tagged in the stream. I'll tell you why. First of all, the hunts that we're treasure hunters. This is a treasure hunting show, okay? And some of the treasures out right now are inspired for Forrest Fenn. We're happy to talk Forrest Fenn because we love Forrest Fenn. His story's great. Everything's great about it. So there's no treasure hunting shows out there that should not include something about Forrest Fenn, because almost everything revolves around that amazing hunt. So there you go.
For sure. Well, and we wouldn't actually be here without Forrest Fenn, because Forrest Fenn inspired our hunt creator, who then we read his book, and now we're treasure hunters too.
Yeah, JCBs, Chads, all the 3 major huge hunts were all inspired. We're all Forrest Fenn hunters. And so therefore they all have He's a part of all of it. So
Right.
you can never ever not have Forrest Fenn in there. So.
You want to talk, it's a legend, if you will. Like he started something that starts with just a thought and a few books that he brought to that bookstore in what, Santa Fe. And so now here we are years later. That's been, 10 years it took to find the treasure, 5 years since then. Well, now 6 years since then. And here we are. And you have all these new people, part of this tremendous community, all out there ready to go to get out there and try to find treasure, trying to like we're thinking different, right? We're all getting to be Goonies. It all starts with him. Like Forrest is the beginning. At the end of the day, he's actually
Okay. Here we go. Let's go. Here we
at the end
go.
of the day, he's everybody's origin.
New phone. Who did? Let's hope it works.
Who this is Tad.
How are you doing, Tad?
Tad
Welcome to the
Lipinski.
show.
Hey, yeah, Tad Leensky.
I love it, Tad. So glad you works.
Yeah, hey, I wanted to let Jaws know I've got an audio book that was given to me in Dillon. Somebody came up to me with a card. I've never redeemed it. If he wants an audio book, I've got one. He could brush up, he could fall asleep to it, he could do whatever.
I would love that.
That's so sweet of you, Tad.
I'm known as Tad Leensky on Discord. Somehow or another, I'll take a picture of the card and I'll get it to you through that little messaging portal or whatever.
Awesome.
That's
Sounds
so
good.
sweet. So just so you guys know, if you're not, because you're new to BTME, Tad is OG BTME. He's actually up in Wisdom, Montana, and he owns the Antler Saloon. Right, Tad?
Well, that's right. Listen, I turned my feed of YouTube off so I wouldn't cause any feedback or anything. So I can't hear y'all too well.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tad.
I'll tune back in. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So, Tad,
Oh,
tell
God.
everybody where you're hunting.
Where I'm hunting?
Yeah.
I like the big hole, but that's just kind of where I'm led to. I think some people say I've got that confirmation bias, but I can't get off certain things. And so I'm waiting for snow to melt so I can go prove my theories.
Right. Did you guys get much snow this week?
What'd you say?
Did you get much snow this week?
It snowed all day yesterday. It was very depressing. But we need it. We'll take it because I'd rather have it now than the infernals and all the smoke and closed off areas. I would rather the snow happen now so we got a clean air breathing treasure hunt coming up in the big hole.
Yeah.
Some people don't also know that Tad is going to be at Seeker Summit and he's going to be emceeing the hot dog eating contest, which is the huge competition. It's the biggest event next to, like the treasure hunt thing that's going to happen too. But the biggest event at Seeker Summit. Are you ready for that?
Am I ready for it? The big question is, buddy, are you ready for it? Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm trying to brush up on all my hot dog trivia. I don't want to let anybody down. Going to do the best I can. So I think it's going to be a great thing.
Oh,
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope nobody chokes.
Oh yeah, I'm looking so forward to it. I understand we've got 3 contestants: Chad Bird, Froggy, and Jam.
I like to call
Right.
Is that correct?
That is
correct.
The 3 of us. Been a lot of trash talking. We're all ready. I'm going to send you information. The information you asked for, I will send that over to you. You will be prepared. We are going to have a lot of fun. And
all right.
People are doubting me. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why anybody thinks Froggy's going to win. He could barely finish 2 hot dogs. It takes like 7 minutes.
Froggy's too skinny now. He's been working out every day.
Yeah.
He just, but Chad Bird might give you a run for your money.
I'm worried about Chad Bird. I'll admit it because I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm not going against Froggy.
I think Froggy should tag me in and let me take his place.
So listen, Jaws, I'll watch for a friend request or whatever, and I'll get you a photo of that code that you go to Book Funnel, and you'll have an audio book.
That's really
Okay,
nice.
thank you.
Guys. We really appreciate you.
Well, the one
Cool.
thing you
I
might
should
be
have
learning.
redeemed it. I often thought I missed out because somebody came and gave it to me, and I had already just bought one, and I never passed it on. It's been in my backpack that I.
Tad,
took
it was
boots on the
me that
ground.
gave it to you. It was me and mine in Dillon. Yes. I just watched that
I'm
video
holding
the
it
other
in my
day.
hand right now. It's a little faded, but if it still works, I got it for you, buddy.
Perfect. That is perfect. Thank you so much, Tad. We really appreciate you.
All right. I'm going to tune off, and then I'm going to go watch the rest of this show. You guys rock. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, Tad. And we always talk about when you have an opportunity to go out and support local businesses. Tad's a great example if you're going to the Montana area of a local business. He has this amazing, the town of Wisdom is small enough that if you had a good arm, you could throw a softball from one end to the other. And Tad's Saloon is right in the middle of it. And the pizza is delicious. I'm a crust girl. I love good crust. The crust is fantastic. And he goes, oh, and you got the gross kind. You got the kind that hangs out all day. And he's teasing me, of course, but he's like, you got to get a fresh pizza. It was so good. And we're driving back over to where we were staying. And I'm like, I'm down in that pizza driving down the road. It was so delicious. Everybody who's out in that Montana Wisdom area should be heading over to the Antler Saloon. Okay, Jam. Put the number back up. Let's go for some more.
Yeah, let's see.
So I'm now curious, Bruce,
Mhm.
what's your favorite chapter so far of BTME?
It's been a while since I read it. I was actually really into it last summer, and I did read the whole book at the time. It's a good question. The ones about the loopholes are good. I like the.
Oh, of course you like the loopholes.
Yeah, you'd be right to guess that. And the ones about Tucker are, obviously very inspirational, and it's, he loves his dog, and there's some great emotion in those. So, yeah, those are probably my favorite ones. But yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe finding out some more, digging into the different chapters and getting some better questions for Justin to see what we can dig up out of there, because there's a lot of good questions have been coming in from the community about some of the things in the chapters. And we're interested to see what we can actually get out of them, and right before Seeker Summit. So we probably we were trying to get this interview back about a couple weeks, like 2 weeks ago, but he's been really busy with the White House and cybersecurity and things of that nature. So
he does a couple things.
He's got a couple things.
The man wears a lot of hats.
They're not as important as the White House, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. But and as you know, he's a sweetheart, and even if I've had a couple emails like, so Justin, are we? I promised everybody that we're going to do an interview with you. Like, please answer me. No, it never came to that, but he always got back.
Please answer me. We've been talking about it.
We got it nailed down, so we're super happy to ask him all these.
For sure. Well, I'll tell you what, though, Megan, the chapter that you discussed with about going to the postal pilgrimage on our first interview with Justin, that's what he said. It was his favorite, or did he say it was the most important? I can't remember. It's either his favorite or the most important of the chapters. That's what he said was his. Oops, did I just lose you? I might have lost you guys.
You didn't. Sorry, I was working.
We lost Megan, I think.
I think you're muted, Megan.
Yeah.
Are you muted, Megan?
There you go.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, this chapter with the monsoon and the patio umbrella, totally hysterical.
Yeah, I love that. I like most of the chapters in the book. I would have to say some of my favorite chapters, of course, the Gracie Grail. I don't know if everybody's been there. You got to stop in there. You know, anything to do with the Montana ones, they just seem to resonate with me. But when you really start getting into it is when he starts talking about hunting with Tucker and stuff like that. So, and the connection you have with Tucker. So those are my favorite stories in that whole entire book.
Well, the Tucker thing inspired me today that, especially looking for the Pokemon box, that if I can train a dog to sniff out Charizard cards, like that's what I'm going to try to do next. I'm going to buy a dog and I'm going to train it to sniff out Charizard cards. So that's my next strategy for this.
It doesn't work like that.
Well, and then the other problem is going to be
I'll
the
prove
dog's
you wrong,
not
Jam.
gonna
I'll show
find the card.
you.
All right, here we go. New caller. New phone. Who dis?
This is the ghost of Forrest Fenn.
I recognize this voice easily. How you doing, Davio?
We're doing great. I looked into Emma's eyes and I turned into Forrest Fenn. I'm lost here in the ether.
You're the best, Davio.
Davio,
but
you are
Davio,
the
you are a
expert.
Forrest Fenn hunter.
Yes, you are.
I'm the dyed-in-the-wool Forrest Fenn hunter, and I just want to say that it is so great to see the love of Forrest Fenn continue on. The imagination, the creativity, the everything the Forrest brought forth is living on in all of us today. God bless us all.
100%
I mean, that's the
agree.
truth.
Forrest Fenn had a way of talking. We're like totally doing Forrest Fenn. Forrest Fenn had a way of talking and doing interviews that made you all feel like he was just talking to you, and you just felt like this connection to him, stuff like that. I love watching his interviews because you never watch it and you never like, oh, I wasn't entertained, you know. So
Right.
I,
Well,
It was-
you know,
yeah,
you
it was
lived
like-
it, Davio.
It was like, hanging out with Grandpa, the one you never had.
yeah. Well, you also
The
always
cool
got the
grandpa.
sense. You always got the sense that, oh my gosh, I just learned something, and then you think back and you'd be like, wait, did I learn it? Did he just trick me into thinking I had something, but I didn't? You know, he was so good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that grandpa that convinces you that you need to dig a hole in the backyard just to keep you busy, you know?
Yeah.
I think you just described our grandfather.
There you go. Well, I just wanted to say much love to you all and good luck with everything. And
Will we see you at
carry
Seeker
on.
Summit?
We'll see. Some good news happened today. I just have to see if the check clears.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
You got to come.
So right on,
X
everyone.
marks the pod. So, with the exception of Bruce, it'll be the first
Yeah.
time they've been out and about with people.
Oh, I think it's great. I think all these shows, keeping the conversation going is the best, right? I think the conversation around what we are looking for, because if a picture paints 1,000 words, how many words can we come up with? Let's say page 42. What's going on, right? I think that's the conversation, and I love it. It's all about art.
Yes, I love it. Davio, always
All right.
keeping things fun, interesting, and about art. We love you, man. Can't wait to see you.
Cannot wait to see you,
Rock on.
Davio.
Much love to all. Ciao.
So Emma, I'm assuming that your conversation with Justin the day after ours is going to just focus mainly on Seeker Summit.
You know what? I would be remiss to pretend that I have any clue what Justin Posey is ever going to say.
Okay, because I was going to maybe color our discussion. Like we might not dive as much into Seeker Summit as maybe we originally planned to.
I don't think you should. I don't think. I mean, certainly, definitely ask about it because
Yeah.
he might be there. But
Yeah.
I think that like you do you. This is going to be your signature interview about this, and it's so
Sure.
important to take it and make it your own. And the best part about all of these different shows that are happening right now is no two of us are the same. We're all doing it a little bit different. Some of us in alignment with the same reasons. Some people have different reasons. But the reality is that you're going to get from your interview something completely different than what we get from our interview because your questioning is going to be different. Sure. Oh, that's a good question. When do you think someone will find the checkpoint? I mean, I think the thing is this is that I heard the other day, so I dropped into Discord and I was just like, hey, I'll just come hang out with a few friends, right? And it was so nice. I was in there. This guy Bear was in there. We got to meet him when we were up in the, oh my gosh, what's the name of that place called? I keep calling it the Appalachians. the Poconos. I actually thought that was a fake place, like from the Facts of Life, but it turns out it's a real place. Or like also Seinfeld. I just always thought it was just fake, and I'm like, wait, that's real. So we got to meet Bear, and all these people. You have Froggy, obviously. Like some of the friendships you make are they're so everlasting. But I dropped in, and we're talking about the checkpoint, and somebody asked me if I thought that I was the person who was closest to the checkpoint because I had been out in Montana 2 days before he announced that somebody had been within 200 feet. And I would say, of course I thought that I was that person. I want to know who didn't think it was them if they were out boots on the ground within 7 days of that comment, right? And what I'll tell you is that then the debate came about whether the checkpoint was an actual thing or whether it was like something that made you just go, aha. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I'd love to hear what people think about what the checkpoint could be. I think that would be cool. Jim, throw our phone number up there. And I'd love to hear it from the panel. What do you think it would be?
Well, I would say I am not far enough into the book to have a good opinion on it yet. Ask me that again next week sometime. Maybe I'll have a better answer for you.
For sure. What about you, Bruce? Do you think the checkpoint is a physical thing, or you think it's just all of a sudden a moment where you're like, oh my gosh?
No, I do think it's a physical thing. Yeah. I remember when I was boots on the ground. I did about 3 weeks boots on the ground in Montana this summer, and I had what I knew was the checkpoint, and I sent it to him, and of course it wasn't. But I do think it's a physical thing. But after the things I sent to him, I'm not sure. Is it a man-made thing? Is it a natural occurring thing out in nature? I firmly believe it has to do with the double arcs on granite bold is probably something to do with the checkpoint. But I literally just got frustrated with it, to be honest with you. Not just feeling like my solve got derailed, which going back and reading the Jibel, I feel like maybe it's not derailed, to be honest with you. But I'm kind of stuck. And I went through my solve on the last episode that we just did and kind of let people know where I was at and where I'm kind of what my theory is. But as far as the checkpoint, man, I wish I had a good clue on what that thing is, but I don't know. Hopefully, we actually during our episode, Jaws threw something at me. I was showing him some maps that I had, and he's like, "What about this? And what about that?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I've actually started looking at it a little bit more, and maybe get out there, this summer sometime and go back at it. But TTIs keep me pretty busy with boots on the ground for 4 of the 5 boxes. I'm boots on the ground right now in Auburn, Alabama. I don't know if we'll see. I don't know. Do you have thoughts on the checkpoint? Have you sent stuff to Justin and asked for his opinion on checkpoint things?
I don't ever talk to Treasure.
New phone. Who this? We got a caller on the line.
Oh, you got the bad guy, Bill Gorman.
Oh, there's no such thing as a bad guy, Bill.
Yeah. You ever notice every chapter in the Thrill of the Chase ended with a square bullet point?
Yes.
Did you notice that? Important literature. Forrest Fenn hunted birds with his BB gun, his Red Ryder BB gun. Fred Harmon, who wrote Red Ryder, Forrest says he got cancer and he shot himself, and it wasn't with a BB gun. That means it was a heavy load.
Yes.
Teachers with rope learn the jump starting the learning curve. Okay, so the Red Ryder is burnt into the wood of the Red Ryder BB gun, and it's in cursive, and the cursive writing is with a rope.
Really?
And
yeah, go ahead.
Eric Sloan's return to Taos. He is the man from the East. He made 2 trips to Taos. In 1925 in a Model T, and then in 1960, him and his wife took a 1930 Ford Model A. Georgia O'Keeffe did her paintings from the back of her Model A, where his father parked a handicap right in front of the bronze wolves that are called When Legends Run Free. It was made by Glenna Goodacre and casted at Fenn's Foundry in Lubbock, Texas. Or the Bronze Wolves, where the final answer is where he parked his car. Well, the Bronze Wolves in the summer, the sun hits them and they get very hot. You know, one little girls in dresses sitting on the Bronze Wolves. So there's a sign that says, caution, wolf sculptures may be hot. And in Eric Sloan's book, Return to Taos, he has a poem in there about gazing, and they all looked at where the leaf was not. Oh my, where the leaf was not. And then he said at the end of the poem, and they said, look at that one there, that's pretty hot. Well, those bronze wolves are pretty hot. And the Model A cow I found was 7 miles north of where the trail cam picture of Jack Stoof is when he was in the San Juan National Forest near Pagosa Springs. Fred Harmon, who shot himself, not with a BB gun, with a heavy load, lived and grew up in Pagosa Springs, the world's deepest hot springs, where water holds the deepest of all hot springs.
I love that.
Those are all facts I've given you.
I know. You're giving us amazing stuff. I really wish we could have been. Yeah, go ahead.
If you look up my video, the 1 foot searcher, 1 foot searcher, Jack, December 12th, 2019. And I have my dog Jack animated saying, I smelled the treasure and I went over and I peed on it. And I tried to get Bill's attention. That was 11 months before Justin Posey came up with Tucker, Smelling Bronze. That was 11 months before Justin Posey created Tucker. And when I brought the Model A cow that I found in the middle of the meadows at Tucker Ponds along Pass Creek as I pass this vale, spell the word wood. Forrest Fenn's helicopter contraption is at the bottom of the scree pile in the W of the word wood. The letter W is a meadow. It's a meadows. It's a kind of distorted W. But and then there's two obvious O's and an obvious D in the wood. If you rotate, so west is at the top of the Google Earth. And then, so I searched the W. I found that the Skippy's helicopter contraption was a tow truck gearbox. And there are metal panels strewn about just like his story. And then when you take the Forest Road 390 that goes through Tucker Ponds, Tired and Weak is Tuckered. Okay, that's why it was at Tucker Ponds. And No Place for the Meek is Wolf Creek Path. There, Fred Harmon wrote, Red Rider has a book, The Secret of Wolf Creek, Wolf Canyon.
Bill, are your videos still up? Oh, sorry. Are your videos still up, Bill?
Yeah, you can find the video of my dog, my dog video 2019.
Okay, wow, that's huge.
I'll tell you what, you should get a hold of me on Discord, and we'll see about having you come on.
I don't do Discord. I've heard too many issues with Discord.
Okay. Why don't, if you want, we'd love to talk about this. We'd love to have you on the show to talk about all this stuff. It's so fascinating, and I do think that Forrest Fenn is beautiful.
Email me at comments@treasurehuntvithus.com, because I feel like we could do a whole show talking to you for a long time. You know,
I've got many videos, and I have videos that I've made with AI of Forrest. It's just words from the book, Forrest, telling the stories. I just put one up with Buffalo Cowboys. I just put one up like that. And even the Buffalo Cowboys, in Rumblings and Ramblings, that was a draft for the Thrill of the Chase. And Ramblings and Rumblings, it's an old car with no body. People are always accusing me, you only got a car part. You don't have a car. Well, it's a car with no body. What part do you expect me to have? You know?
Exactly.
And it was in the D meadow because he prayed with D's
It has a bullet hole coming out the top, just like his F-100 that got shot down. And the back of the airplane was torn off when he dropped and hooked a anchor changer. The car was tied in anchor rope, telling you that it's anchored on this vehicle. It is the metal, the vehicle you need on the dust jacket, the metal you need to take you, that will take you to the treasure. It's a proxy. The treasure was never out there. He had wooden Moses was carved, and he looked too clean. So he put him outside for 10 years to weather him.
That's really interesting.
What did he do? He put the treasure outside to weather it to make it look like it's been out there.
I believe you. I'll tell you what. Hold of us at comment@treasure.com. We'll see if we can get you on. We'll look at some of your videos. Send me your link to your videos and we'll check it out. Thank you so much for coming.
It's on my channel, Bill Gorman.
Bill Gorman.
My channel is Bill Gorman. They're pretty obvious. Bill Gorman and Forrest Fenn, you'll find it.
Thank you so much, Bill. We'll check them out. Thank you.
For sure.
That's interesting. I got to go look it up. I'm going to look up his channel while you guys talk a little bit, and I'll see what I can find.
So he makes a good point. I would have loved to have known what hunt he's hunting right now. We have a lot of cool things, and actually, I see Dr. C is in the chat. Did anybody else see some of his stuff he dropped this week for TTI? Because I watched the whole video this morning about it, and like, he's one of the first people who I really talked to about some stuff too. And I always say when he starts talking, I'm always like, I don't know if I understand it, so I have to watch it like twice. But his videos he dropped yesterday and today, fantastic. So if you have not seen the past and future, and then one about the lion's share, those videos were fantastic this week. And also, I see Ben in here, and he said he's talking about he didn't do call-in shows. I would definitely call in to a Ben show. Treasure Warriors are fantastic.
For sure. Treasure Warriors are great. There's Bill Gorman right there. If you guys want to hear more of what he was saying, he said some interesting stuff. I'm sure he's got videos up on all this. That is his YouTube. You can go check it out.
Okay, awesome. So we were talking checkpoint. And so it's funny, somebody just said, oh, it's a ticket. Well, one thing I will say that my thoughts, and I don't have a treasure, don't be shocked, boys and girls, but my thoughts on checkpoint would be that it cannot be moved. So it cannot be something that can be taken away or moved, because Justin was so upset about Forrest Fenn's blaze. Whatever his checkpoint is, if it is a physical thing, it cannot be moved. So like you, Bruce, I thought originally maybe it would be something with, double arcs, or like the double omega or something like that.
I just know even if it's something visual, when I was out there, I don't know how I'd ever have the confidence to assume that this is it. Like, this is the checkpoint. If it isn't blatant, I'm not gonna trust myself.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the whole, there's going to be zero doubt. I don't think that anybody's going to have zero doubt. I think Justin does, because Justin has confirmation bias. He knows exactly what he's looking at and how it fits into the solve. I think if we get up to something and we're like 90% or 95%, that's probably going to be good enough. But I have a checkpoint that I can show you. Well, if you look and if you've actually watched our episode this week, Emma, hello.
Someone might have worked a little bit this week.
Don't give me excuses. We watch your show. Excuses. No, I'm just kidding.
I will watch your show.
I'm just kidding. We don't watch your show. No. And no. But I had something that I was very, very confident. Like, I could tell you, if you looked at it, that there's a picture in Twin Bridges, Montana. There's a museum there.
I've been there.
And if you've seen the painting in between the double arcs on granite mold, that looks very much like the cover of BTME. That was what got me to buy my plane ticket. Like, I was that confident in it to go there, just based on that. Well, not just based on that, but that was my checkpoint, that I'm on the right track, and it was apparently not. So who knows?
But Montana's beautiful. In that area, the Twin Bridges area, oh my gosh. Yeah. I've been all over that area because it fits for so many reasons, right? The foot of three, where you have the Jefferson, the Big Hole, and what's the third one of the
Beaverhead.
Beaverhead all converge in one spot. I mean, the foot of three all coming together. There's so much about that area to make that make sense.
Yes, that's my solve. You're right there. So
I've been all over that. If you'd seen my shorts, Bruce, then you would know.
Good. Fair enough.
No, I'm just saying, but in reality, you know, there's so many times like what exactly is a foot of three? I'm almost so excited for the time that Justin's treasure is found, even if it isn't for me, to understand things like how do you return someone's face? When I was out with Barry Johnson, boots on the ground, it's like, does that just, we were talking about, it's like, does that mean just turn around and look the other direction? You know, or, you know, what is returning your face in the train world is an adjustment to the motion of a train tracks.
Yeah. Well,
So
I do
it's
believe
like, there's so many things.
I believe it's the Sacagawea statue, and the turning her face is to the gazebo that's right behind her. And there's a Lewis and Clark map in there that I think is the key to all this. But I don't know exactly how to apply it.
Well, I mean, there's so much in that area, especially, I mean, that whole area is Lewis and Clark rich, right?
Oh, right.
Everywhere you go, they're like, and Lewis and Clark sniffed the air for the first time here. And over here, Lewis and Clark saw a rock. You know, it's like, it's everywhere. But, I mean, there's clearly some kind of link to that, right?
I feel like there is.
And when you're first driving, if you're coming from the west towards the east, and you, what is it called? The Devil's Gate is where you go straight through it. That's actually when Lewis and Clark was coming up towards that direction. They were going to meet Sacagawea and go connect with the Shoshone. There's a spot right there where they were pulling all of their canoes and like stuff and their little boats out of the water, and they called it Rattlesnake Canyon at the time. Like they got out and there was rattlesnakes everywhere. It's like, I'm always like, why didn't you just get back in the water and keep going and keep finding a spot where there wasn't rattlesnakes? But everywhere you go in that region, there is literally Lewis and Clark came here and they renamed it this, and Lewis Clark did that, and ooh, that makes me think of something. So there's this part about how it doesn't matter what you name something or like what we call something, whatever the locals call it, that's really Rattlesnake Cliffs. Yes. It's actually a beautiful area. It's the first time I ever threw my little drone was there too. But when we were there, like I was blown away by how much stuff there was Lewis and Clark. And then when they talk about renaming things in that area, there's very few things that are the names of that thing that is called that by the locals. The example would be Crystal Park is called the Hole by locals in that Montana area.
Well, and you know that the Big Hole River used to be called the Wisdom River, right? Wisdom hiding in shadowed sight there. Yeah. So there's a lot to like there for sure. But again, I don't know where to go with it, to be honest with you. I'm hoping that Justin will just tell me on Tuesday. So just tell me where it's at. We'll get this done. Then no one will bug you anymore, Justin. I can solve all your problems. You can focus on Layer 5 and solving our nation's cybersecurity issues.
Well, like you asked a great question. You said, do I ask him about those things? I don't ever talk treasure at all with Justin.
Okay.
We talk about literally everything else, poker, cryptocurrency, like everything that's not treasure. But I will tell you this, the one thing I'm really excited about in Seeker Summit is the one thing I can guarantee is he's going to eliminate one state.
Yeah. Let me ask this. Do you think it'll be a state that makes everybody go like gasp, like, oh my gosh, or it's like, okay, it's like Alaska or California or someone that, people aren't really focused on?
I'm kind of torn. Like he loves a wow factor. That man likes excitement.
I'd love him to say Arizona. Like that would be great. I think it'd be great.
Do you know how many people have said to me, I hope he says Montana?
Oh, that'll let the air out of the room. Like everybody be like, oh, like 50%, 80% of people will be like done. They'll be like, I'm out. I don't know what to do now.
I'm done. Well, the number of people who've said that to me, if he does this or if he says that, I'm just done. It's like, guys, this is a marathon. It is not a sprint. We've got to be ready. Forrest Fenn took 10 years. We're literally not even to the 1 year mark until the day before the summit itself. That's our 1 year. Minimally, I think we're going to take several more years. I mean, maybe we'll be able to, like, people were like, oh, last year, everyone was like, it'll be found before the summer's end. That was the thing. How many people told you, Jam, that it would be found before the summer's end? Last year. Everybody told you that.
Well, if people have been within 200 feet of the checkpoint, then that gives me a little bit of encouragement. I think once it clicks, I think I think the difference with Justin's is going to be, it's going to make complete sense. It's going to be super logical, and it's going to be exact. And I think once someone actually figures it out and it has an aha moment, they're going to walk right up to it. Unlike like Fenn's, where like there was no blaze there apparently for them to look down and find the treasure and all that. Like I definitely think that that's impacted how Justin's approached this, and just knowing how smart Justin is, and how there's my fanboy, right? And just how analytical, and how I think he wants to avoid that. Like I think he wants his solve to be like airtight. Like everybody look at it and go, that makes total sense to me. And I'm going to ask you that question: is that important to you for the solve to make sense to people and be versus what has happened with the Forrest Fenn treasure and people having the speculation and doubt about the solves? So I think it's important to him. We'll try to confirm that. You probably know. Right. You can probably tell me. Is it important to him? You don't know? All right.
No clue.
All right.
Everything I know about the treasure and Justin Posey, you have seen or heard as well.
Okay.
I do not you see how it is. I'm a big believer in integrity and not being a cheater. And if I found it because I had some accidental clue, or like I said something to him that like made him accidentally give me a clue, I would feel unworthy of having it. It just, for me, it would be like, it would ruin everything about it, and it would ruin treasure hunting in my mind for me forever, because it's like cheating at Monopoly. It's not something I would do. I don't do it because people are watching. I do it because I want to say I dominated you with my brain.
But on the other hand, you'd have that treasure box, and then you could just tell everybody, hey, I got it. I win, you lose. And I know that probably appeals to you as well. The I win, you lose.
Right,
exactly. You probably ask Jam that. Jam, is that true? Is Emma an I win, you lose kind of sister?
No.
Don't lie to me, Jam. your volume's
You're
down.
super low, Jam. Oops.
She likes to beat me, which she doesn't do very often, so she's kind of used to losing. And but like, if let's just say you found the treasure, we would be happy for you.
That's the truth.
We would be like so happy.
Sure. No, so, but no, I'm not. Not saying that. I'm saying you grew up with Emma. Is Emma a I win, you lose person?
we talk trash, so I mean.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Exactly.
You played against us in any game, and we beat you, which we would. We would talk trash to you. We would be like.
And for the record, even if we were losing while playing the game, we would still be talking trash, like we were on the precipice of beating you. We played sports our whole life, games our whole life. The whole goal is to win for real. Like, there's no love. Like, talk about the treasure. There would be no love in the winning a treasure I cheated to get.
Yeah, of course. I'm with you.
Yeah, I know you're the same. I know that about you. Like, we joke, but like, there's some people who are like, oh, I want it for this. I think that for me, most treasure hunters, the treasure itself is second to being a finder.
Yeah, I agree.
We have a thing in our house where, let's say you beat me 5 times in a row, and then I beat you. That's okay, because guess what? I'm reigning champion.
Exactly.
Reigning champion.
I don't care if you beat me 5 times.
I feel like there's a content creator games challenge something that's brewing here, that we get X marks the pod versus TTI unofficial versus treasure hunt with us versus Calazar. Like we have our own teams, right? And I feel like that would be a fun thing to do maybe at TreasureCon next year, or if you guys do another Secret Summit or something, like some kind of creator throwdown.
This is how the hot dog eating contests come out.
Fair enough.
So that's going to be one of the games when we do this.
What's that?
So that's going to be one of the games when we do this. We'll do the hot dog eating contest.
Why are you so into the hot dog eating thing? That's what surprises me.
It's a thing. Like, I think it started as a joke.
They don't. I'm not eligible for anything, apparently.
You're not eligible.
In my younger years, I loved doing, like, I did some competitive eating stuff.
What?
Did you?
I finished second in a wings eating contest once. I ate 118 wings.
Oh my gosh!
How much time?
It was less than an hour.
Have you had your cholesterol lately?
No,
you know what? That's something I cannot eat a lot of. I can only eat like 4 wings. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's something about them that are so oddly filling to me. And Scott's the same. He has a problem with that too.
Well, Jaws will finish your plate for you. Don't worry about
I've got it perfected to the one bite where I can put it in and pull the bone out clean.
Oh my gosh. I actually used to work a long time ago at this place called Quaker Steak and Lube. I was a server.
That's where I did the contest.
Stop! Oh my gosh. So when you become a server there, they make you taste the atomic sauce so that when people ask you about it, you can tell them how truly hot it is. And I will tell you that I could not feel my lips for like 2 days.
Oh, wow.
I was
It's
like,
probably
who
the
does
worst
this for
thing.
pleasure? It's the worst thing ever. It was the worst thing ever. They're like, here, have some milk. I'm like, what do you want me to do? This just sit my lips in this milk? It was the very worst. Oh my gosh, that's
Well, the thing
insane.
about this competition about the hot dog, it's not just about how much you can eat, it's how fast. You only got 5 minutes. How fast can you eat in 5 minutes? And let me just tell you something. If you've never tried to eat a hot dog fast, and can I be honest with you, who the heck tries to eat a hot dog fast? You know, I've never once in my life before I heard of this competition have I sat there and go, I'm gonna try to eat this as fast as I can.
Have you started training, Jim? Are you training? Are you doing the Kobayashi method where you dip the hot dog bun in water and doing all the stuff?
I'm not that professional, man. So I have tried it twice now. I'm like, I just have to see how fast I can go and can I get faster? Is there anything to me trying to get faster? And I found that I'm within about 5 seconds on both tries, and I'm like, that's about as fast as I can go. So now the question is am I faster than them? So if I'm faster than them, I'll beat them. You know what I mean? Because
but can you get 10 down in 5 minutes?
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay.
5 minute time limit. We each get 10. So if you finish all 10 before 5 minutes, and that's not easy. We are not eating 2 hot dogs at the same time, dipping our buns and stuff like that. We are going to pick up. I'm assuming
He's
they
like,
are.
this hand has a hot dog and that hand has a hot
If
dog. All I can
Froggy
say
starts
is
doing
those
the
will be great.
Kobayashi method, I'm going to be really upset. So,
You know, Froggy's going to. Froggy's going to go all out. I think he's going to. I think Froggy's the underdog here. I think he's going to do what he has to do to have the edge. So
Froggy
I
could
was-
eat a dozen donuts in 2 hours. He has no chance.
What did he
Do you
originally think he could eat of the donuts? What did he think he could do? 100
He
donuts?
originally said he could eat 100 donuts in 24 hours, and he said to prove it, I'm going to eat 12 in 2. That was his theory, but
yeah, I don't think that's
So do you think Froggy released his treasure hunt as a distraction? He's got everyone talking to Newt while he's at home pounding down hot dogs.
he practices. I think every Friday or something like that, he goes to Costco and gets one of those Costco hot dogs and stuff. But his problem is he got these beautiful looking, what he calls glizzies. He got some beautiful looking ones, but his problem is he'll eat 2. It takes him 7 minutes. Well, you don't even have 7 minutes to eat these hot dogs. So I just
Do
don't
you
think
get
he has-
credit? That's a question. Do you get credit if you've got a half-eaten dog left?
No, you get credit for half a dog, but you don't get credit for a whole dog. You got to eat the whole dog. So,
Oh my gosh. So if you're getting close to the end of the competition and you're like, let's just say you're like a third of the way into your dog, you just shove it in and swallow? Your dog's is like, yeah,
Heck
Emma.
yeah.
I think so. I think it's going to be interesting. The question is it's a lot. Look at. Well, I don't want to recommend this because I don't want people to be like, oh man, 3 people choked on hot dogs trying to do this. But get a hot dog and just try to take 1 bite and try to eat it as fast as you can, or 2 bites and try to eat as fast as you can. Not as easy as you think.
Are we going to have people trained in the Heimlich maneuver behind you guys the whole time?
We have Matt Goldfinger will be there.
Yeah.
He's CPR certified, and Montana Josh will be there. He's CPR certified, and we have a few people ready to go, ready to choke people that are. Well, I will reach my fingers into Jam's throat to pull that hot dog out.
You got a call, Jam? What's up?
That's where it is. No.
No, sorry.
Why don't we throw that number back up again and see if anybody else would like to call and talk a little, BTME,
We are going to
TTI?
talk Justin's interview. So if you got a call to talk about Justin's interview, otherwise we're going to have to cut you off. That's what we're going to talk about. You got the people that are going to talk to Justin on Tuesday. What do you want to talk to him about? Call to talk about that. They're going to be on. Here's the phone. I'm going to open it back up.
Yep. We're definitely interested in what the community has to say and what they want to know from Justin. So
yes, they're going to have Justin on an interview this Tuesday. You got the 3 people that are interviewing them. This is your opportunity to talk to them. So,
And you've got until tomorrow to get us questions because we're going to do our murder board tomorrow on the questions.
Oh, that's right.
Murder board, I love it. I'm excited because this is my first weekend I've had off in like 6 weeks. So I'm actually going to do this thing called sleeping till like 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's like the
Wow.
most exciting thing I can say I'm going to do this weekend.
That is exciting.
Poor Bruce is going to be out searching for treasure all day. Then we're going to make him work all night.
Well, that's what I'm just thinking. I'm like, okay, so I gotta get up first thing. I didn't get a lot of treasure hunting done today because I met up with a guy that's super fascinating that lives down in here, and we ended up talking pretty much the whole time instead of actually looking for the box. So I'm getting up early tomorrow. I'm going to do that, and we haven't talked about what time we're going to murder board. So I got a lot of homework to do tonight before I go to bed, I think. But I might have to do it on the road. I don't know while I'm driving.
Are you in Arkansas or Alabama?
Where do you think I am?
Alabama.
So where did that guy you talked to think the box is, Bruce?
He thinks Arkansas, but everything hinges on what you think the buffalo is. Like that's what I'm learning from people. What your interpretation of the buffalo seems to be, because he's got to see. I gave him my whole solve here, and he saw it. And he's like, he couldn't find any logic errors in it, but it's like basically like, what do you think the buffalo means, and what weight are you putting on different areas of the clues? So, yeah. So Indie Fan is not in Arkansas. $100 if you subscribe to our channel, and it is in Arkansas. So it's not. So.
Oh, Matchbox just made a good point. You did say you were in Auburn. I totally forgot about that. I couldn't remember.
I did.
But I mean, the first time I ever saw your name, you were talking about being in Auburn, and John Collins Blackhead liked one of your comments that you had posted on, I think it was Twitter then, and maybe it was X. I don't remember.
It was, on X. That freaked me out so bad. Like, that was the first time he'd ever liked any of my stuff. And now that's where I would recommend you sending stuff to him on X, because I asked him at the book signing if he looks at his Instagram DMs, which is where I basically live blog him my solves. John, you're the only one I can talk to, and here's my solves. But he said his assistants look at that. But the fact that he does actually look at X and like them, and when I went through the line, I said something to him, and I said, thanks for liking my post on X. And he said, it looks like you're having a lot of fun out there. And I was like, oh, so you do actually look at and see them, So that's to me, like, probably the most reliable way to get, if you want to put a solve in front of John, that's probably the way to do it. But anyway.
Hey, you know what I just realized, Jim? So I'm looking. Oh, wait, no, I see it now. I was like, I didn't see the number, but it was because I was typing.
The number is up if you want to talk to the people that are about to interview Justin Posey. Justin Posey can call. So we had a couple calls, but they were looking like spam calls. So I get a lot of spam calls. So with my regular phone. So
I did see someone did post a question for me that we didn't talk about. They were asking my opinions on the book since I just got it and started reading it.
Oh yeah, what do you think?
So honestly, I love the book. Like, the way he writes is so personable, and just you feel like you're part of a story. And like, so many things in the book so far have related to things like in my life that I can look at, like the chapter about his grandfather and the wheel rolling off and going into the Snake River. As soon as I read that, I texted Megan. I was like, I whitewater rafted right where his wheel went in the river, probably. So it's just super cool to like see the stuff and the things that he talks about. And I love the TTI book too, but to me, that one is a lot more like factual, historical. This one's a lot more personal in his adventures and his life. And I just love connecting with that and just picturing the things as I'm reading it. And I feel like I have a lot in common with him. And so it's been really cool to see all that.
The way I describe it is when you're reading Justin's book, it's like hearing the stories you would hear when you're hanging out with your friends and you're talking about, oh, well, when I was a kid, this is my grandpa did this. Or when I was a kid, oh, your grandpa did that. My grandpa did this. That's what it felt like for me to read Justin's book. And I love John's book. And like you said, it's a lot of facts. It's a lot of history. The way I describe it is it's just a little more sterile, right? And I find that I struggle with clues a little bit more in a sterile environment.
Makes sense.
I wish we had 2 interviews so we could have one where we, suffice the community and got them the information they need, to further their hunt. But then I want a second interview where we can just chat about the things that we did growing up together.
Well, that's the best part about coming to Seeker Summit is you could do that exactly thing with Justin Posey. You could just go right up to him and talk to him on that Friday night event. That's why everybody should come. You get the opportunity to talk to Justin. You get the opportunity to talk to Chad Bird. You get the opportunity to talk to X Marks the Pod at Seeker Summit on Friday night.
And get to hug Megan. That's the best reason to come.
Oh, no.
And Emma.
We are consent. Just walk around like this because that will help.
That's how
I'm gonna
Megan's
wear
going
a
to be walking around. She's going to be walking around like her one arm like that.
I'll have a hula hoop around me to respect the space around my hula hoop.
The no hug zone. I love it.
We'll get her one of those bubbles to be inside of.
Yeah, we'll wrap you in plastic wrap and bubble wrap, Megan. So no.
You're like, did that lady roll away from me? Where's she going?
I hope it's like at TreasureCon and people are like notice like, wow, she's a lot taller than I expected her to be.
This is a great question. This is a great question for you three. This is the huge debate that so many people spend so much time on what the heck could this container be? What are your guys' initial thoughts? Each of you, what is it that you think the container? Thank you, Kadelkin. What's your thoughts on what the container might be?
In my opinion, all I can see when I visualize it is a twisted tree trunk. I just see, old wood, weathered tree trunk that's all twisted.
Okay. What about you, Jaws?
I go with something involving Tucker, like a statue of Tucker, maybe a bronze statue since he was trained to smell bronze.
You're killing me, Jaws. That's what Jam thinks.
A bronze Tucker? You don't say,
Yep.
Who believes that? Van Day. Don't listen to It's a Hat. Van Day lost at Rochambeau. It's officially a bronze Tucker. He can't even argue anymore.
I'm
What you
dying to
got,
know
Bruce?
what Bruce thinks.
Oh no, I wish I had some original thoughts on that. I'm in the Tucker camp as well. I think that makes the most sense of like that you're gonna know when you see it like immediately. Like that's to me that's gonna be the most obvious. I thought other things like possibly like a big like a tackle box or something like that. It's shaped like that because it's for fishing, but it's not. Maybe you ignore it because you don't want to disturb somebody's fishing tackle. I don't know. People have, and I've seen some stuff about raccoons, the hats thing. I mean, there's a lot of interesting theories out there. Fish. There was for a long time, a rainbow trout was, I seem to be the container du jour. I don't know. I mean, Tucker makes the most sense to me, but again, that's very conspicuous. Like that's again. But if you watch my theory on our pod, you'll see why I think we can actually get away with it. So my island theory that I have, I think that's how the container can just be sitting out there and no one will mess with it because it's not gonna people aren't gonna be just randomly walking by it. There you go, Barry.
Here we go. We got a call.
Uh-oh, watch out.
New phone. Who dis?
Hey, this is Sam.
Sam, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Emma. So you guys can hear me all right?
Yeah.
We can hear you. I heard that it's difficult a little bit to hear the other people besides me. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know. I turned the show off because I figured that would interfere.
Perfect.
So, but anyhow, my question is, did Justin say whether he buried the treasure or not?
He did not.
He
did
actually has on multiple occasions chosen to remind us that he's never said whether it was buried or not.
Right.
So while he doesn't confirm whether it is or
he's never
isn't, he's confirmed
specified.
that he hasn't confirmed is what he's done.
He hasn't confirmed or denied. I think his reason for that is let's say he puts it down and then over time, dirt comes in, a storm comes in, and it buries it. Well, now he just lied. And so legally.
So
he
did
just
you
said,
guys see my post from today?
I didn't.
Or yesterday, I should say.
It's on Facebook.
So I found a geocache that's been there in the same location for 24 years.
What?
And and it looks exactly the same as when they left it, because they left a picture in that geocache of what it looked like when they left it.
So tell me this. So it'd been there for 24 years. How did the
So
picture
after
hold up?
24 years in a forest with leaves and in like on the outskirts of the forest area, a tree fell over and they put it where the roots and stuff were. And so like no weeds grew up, no leaves grew over it, piled over it.
That seems
So yeah, I
weird,
posted that
though.
in one of the Facebook pages.
I'll have to look it up because that's really interesting to me. The fact that nothing would have grown over it in that amount of time, or leaves or anything, that just seems really weird, right? For 25 years, you think something in nature would have done something, you know?
Yeah, nothing. And there's even super minimal rust on the outside of it. There was a little bit more rust on the inside of it. The paper trying to write on it was difficult because the paper was a little damp.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
What
that's
was
part
the
of the
container?
Sorry, go ahead.
What was the container?
That's a good question.
It was a metal ammo can.
A metal ammo
A bronze statue of a dog.
Like an ammunition
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
I that's what it was. I don't know how to explain it, but
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's
That's
like
what I
they're
use
like-
as a tripod.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing that you found that.
yeah, so anyhow, yeah. I just didn't know if he specified whether it was buried or not, and I was curious about that. So
Yeah, I'm glad
he
you
has
asked.
not defined that at all.
Are you hoping to find out anything with their interview coming up this Tuesday?
Well, mainly that was my question.
Is
I
that
haven't
it?
really come up with any more. Honest to God, I have not read the book yet. I've looked over the map. I've read the poem a couple times. I've watched The Golden Greed. But I've been, I've been working on other things.
Which
She is a
TTI
huge
box are you working
TCI girl.
on? Yeah. Oh, I know. Which TTI
She's all
box
over the
are you working
place.
on? All over it?
Well, I'm like 100% for all of them.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
She goes where she's like, I feel like it's here. I'm gonna go look. I feel like it's here. I'm gonna go look. She's kind of like Bruce.
Well, and people will post their ideas, and I'll go looking for them.
Yeah.
Like if it's nearby, I'm going.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for calling.
Give me an adventure.
A what?
Give her an adventure.
Give me an
Sam, are you
adventure.
coming to Secret Summit?
I can't make it.
Oh, I will
No.
miss you, girl. But we'll do something on the East Coast again soon. We'll do something soon on the East Coast.
We'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were trying to make it, and I was trying to smooth over the boyfriend and everything, and
I've
which
met
is-
him. I've seen that face. It's not hard. It's not easy to crack.
You got to let him know that he could win $10,000 and a chance at the Jam's Ring of Power. So you got to let him know that there's possibilities out there.
That's not your ring. You're not eligible.
Allegedly, we took a poll. It said people said I was. So the people have spoken.
You know who's the rule maker? That person said you're not.
Beep. Sorry, we couldn't hear that.
if I was there and I somehow obtained it, it would be jammed no matter what.
Oh,
Thank you.
Sam, don't tell him that.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I will get on Facebook and check that out because I love that. You sent me a few other things you found, like power tools, right? Did you find power tools and stuff? So
yeah. Gosh, yeah, I found like a
year
more
ago.
improbable stolen bag of power tools that was tucked away in this little area, and I found a diamond ring, which ends up being a cubic zirconia ring. I found all kinds of stuff. I found frisbees with phone numbers and weird stuff on them, and called the numbers and had funny conversations.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. I'm sorry we can't see you at Secret Summit, but we'll see you around all over everywhere with and keep looking for your geocaches that you're finding. So.
I wasn't looking for a geocache.
I know. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye, Sam.
Okay.
But you talk about the container, and the container's huge because he says it's immediately identifiable, right?
Mhm.
And so my first thought was clearly not a bronze tucker. My first thought was that he had done something to anodize that case. Like, where he's like loading the treasure into the case. We were there. My thought was that he had done something to anodize like a case or crease, something like that.
Did you hear the part where he said he was having trouble fitting everything in? And you think it's one of those really big cases?
I don't think it's a big case. I think it's a case. I'm not like, he's not packing to go to Europe for the month. No, I'm not like that kind of case. But I mean, like a really cool little like attaché plus, like the size of the box.
A
that
little
he's
Louis
loading.
Vuitton bag? No, I don't see it.
Whoa,
So.
that was a lot of judgment. That was a lot of judgment right there.
Duncan, your thoughts on which? Oh, this is a good one. Your thoughts on which state Justin will eliminate at Seeker's Summit? Let's hear what everybody thinks. Thank you, Godalka. That's a great one.
I was just gonna say first though that I'm just glad if it is a bronze tucker, how big Tucker is, because I have 3 Chihuahuas. There would be like no treasure.
They're like, your Chihuahuas would be like, there's 7 quarters and 9 dimes inside this dog.
Here's a pack of gum, guys. Have fun.
Well, let's go. Megan, what state do you think?
Arizona.
Oh, you think he's going to have
That
Secret
would light
Summit?
people
Like,
on fire.
if you all are coming out, don't bother looking here.
It's going to be the same as when John said the word river.
Yes, that would be huge. What about you, Jazz?
I think I'm gonna crush Froggy's dreams and say New Mexico.
You guys are a big state hunting. So the big major states are probably Montana, obviously, Wyoming, New Mexico, Arizona. Those are probably the 4 of the biggest states out there. You guys are big state hunting right now, huh? I gotta hear Bruce's. Is he gonna go big state hunting, or is he gonna be like what everybody else is thinking?
No, I think I'm gonna go middle of the road. I think I'm gonna go with something like Idaho, like something that like there's some possibility there, but maybe not a lot of people are there. But because I think if he just says something like California or Alaska or something, like people are gonna be like, yeah, man. I think there's got to be at least a little bit of a wow factor here. There's got to be something. I love the idea of Arizona or New Mexico getting knocked out of the game. I think that would be huge. But do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. What do you guys think?
Arizona would be. I just can't imagine that. Thank you all.
I love this. Thanks for coming. Now leave this space.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like not. I don't think he. Look at if he eliminates Alaska, people are going to be like, If he eliminates the little part of Texas, people are going to be like, California, Oregon, Washington. Those would be like people will be like, okay. Idaho though, that you know what I mean? Not in
There's
the.
a problem. There is a problem if he eliminates Idaho. Do you know what
What's
it is?
that? It's because of it's in the book, whatever changer. What?
That's the first state that Forrest Fenn eliminated was Idaho. And there's already people who are like, this is just Forrest Hunt again, right? There's a ton of people who say that. I mean, maybe it is. And so if he eliminates Idaho, all of a sudden I'm going to be like, I'm on board with that. Where did you think that the original Forrest Fenn box was hidden? Because, there's so much conspiracy about where the box was actually hidden. And, you either do or don't believe the Jack Stoof thing. And if you don't believe the Jack Stoof thing, then that means that there's a chance that he put it wherever he believes Forrest really hid it. If he eliminates Idaho, I'm on board with these Forrest Fenn people.
Well, it's to me, it would be another ode to Forrest Fenn if you did that. It would be
I'm totally missing the point here. What am I missing about Idaho and Forrest Fenn? Like is there some conspiracy?
It's the first state that Forrest Fenn eliminated.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And ironically, Justin was in Idaho, that's where almost all of his searching had been done at that point.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
So
Right?
he talks about when they eliminated Idaho, that threw him off. Like he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is everywhere I'm looking, and you just eliminated all my looking spots." But
No, he said he said, hey, I didn't have to go back and look again.
Yeah.
No, I was saying at first he was like that, but then he realized that actually saves me time and energy. Now I can put my focus to where it might actually be. I mean, that's why people go, "Oh, I hope he doesn't eliminate my state." I hope he does eliminate my state. I hope he comes in and says, "I've eliminated Wyoming." If he eliminates Wyoming, that's going to make it so much easier for me because that's where I'm putting all my focus now. If I could be like, I'm putting all my focus in the wrong, nobody knows if they're putting their focus in the wrong spot. But if he eliminates your state, you do. So I'm hoping he eliminates.
You're back to square one if he eliminates your state.
So what do you guys think? What state is he going to eliminate?
I think it's a tough one. I think we're going to be disappointed. It's going to be Alaska. It's going to be Nevada, maybe. It's going to be a safe state that not a lot of people are looking in. Unfortunately, I think that's what it's going to be. That's what I'm expecting it to be. Stuff. I just don't think he can do New Mexico, Arizona, Montana, or Wyoming. I think he'll just think that too many people are there. It's too heavily focused, and that will be definitely not Arizona. That's the one I think it will be, because we're in Arizona. But Colorado, maybe. I mean, that would be a pretty huge one, and it would be, but I don't think so. So I think
with all
Idaho
the picture controversy from the beginning, that would be very interesting. I will say this. The state he eliminates will be dependent on whether he's going to eliminate one state or two.
Okay.
That will be it. And Scott is screaming from the other room, the state that I also think, if he only eliminates one, I think he eliminates Nevada.
Nevada, okay.
Even though Scott keeps calling it Nevada, just to drive me insane, it's Nevada.
Not a lot of people are looking at Nevada, right? And so you're like, all right, you're going to get if you get California.
I want to say Smokey in the chat the other day when we were in Discord. Remember I said I dropped in? I feel like, was it Smokey or Bear? It might have been Bear, said that Nevada is only really mentioned once in the entire book.
Yeah, I think the worst thing he could do is eliminate Alaska or Texas, because that's going to get the biggest groan. Like people are going to be like, we already know it's not in Alaska.
Right.
You know what I mean? Come on.
There's a lot of arguments for Alaska, but there's equally as many arguments for why it's not Alaska.
The problem with Alaska is there's snow all the time there.
Well,
you know what I mean?
and it's just so inaccessible to the majority of the people. Like people aren't going to go boots on the ground. I mean, I just don't think it's a thing, but. I think the middle of the road state makes kind of sense to me. Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho. I don't know how many people are looking in those states. I've only really heard Montana, New Mexico, Arizona is kind of like the three biggies. So I don't know if there's a large contingent in these other states, but I think a state close to one of these states would be middle of the road. But who knows? We'll see what Justin does.
Utah would be an interesting one. What's it called? Get rid of, something like that. Idaho, Utah. You know what I mean? Something in that area where there's a decent number searching, but it's not like the major four, I think.
What's the fourth? What's the four major ones?
It's got to be Montana, I think, is number one. New Mexico, Wyoming, and Arizona. I think those are the four biggest ones.
Okay.
So the one thing I would say is what the argument becomes, what's the fifth? Because the question is, would it be Idaho where he searched, Montana where there's so much of the book? It could also be Oregon, because
Montana's one of the four, I think. I don't think.
Of course. I said about the fifth.
Idaho,
what would be the fifth?
Colorado, Utah would be the next three out of those four that you'd be like, that's a major.
And Montana. Montana's so
Montana is one of the four, is what I'm saying.
Wait. I meant Washington.
Oh.
Good recovery, Emma. Good job. Good recovery.
Montana, and then I realized because I was saying Montana.
Right.
Oops.
Good question, though. Great question.
So you mentioned Texas too, Jam. Like, has Texas ever been on the board? I didn't think it was.
If there's a small piece on the map.
Sliver, because it actually shows the central time zone.
Hold on, I got one right here.
Yeah. I got one close by, but it's the little sliver because it's part of the central time zone. So literally this much of Texas is the mountain time zone.
Oh,
so
like there.
That little piece is Texas. That bottom right-hand
That's
corner
Texas.
is Texas. So a lot of people worry he's going to say, oh, I eliminated Texas because it's that little piece, or I eliminated Alaska, which nobody's thinking about putting any resources, unless you're in Alaska, right? Then, of course, you do. But, you know, nobody's putting a lot of, you know, saying, hey, I'm going to really go to Alaska to search. It's limited search windows, hard to get to, way more expensive. And nobody, I think that would be
Wait,
the
I
most.
just noticed something. I just noticed something looking at this map. If it's not an actual city or like a lake, then every other time there's words on this map, the word national is in it. So you know, you have Polaris and
You
Dillon.
literally got everybody grabbing their book and the map right now.
Salt Lake City, good. So, oh wait, the only one that's on here that doesn't say national, but so there's only one place let me just make sure I'm not wrong.
It's not even half. It's not even a quarter. It's like a 10th or a 20th of the state. Texas is huge.
No, but in Texas, so here's the thing. So let's talk about Texas. In Texas, there's no cities listed. It's Big Bend National Park, right? So there's that. Then you have New Mexico, you have Santa Fe and Cloudcroft and Alamogordo cities, right? And then you have White Sands National Park. Then you have, how the heck do you even say that? Bon Deer National Monument. And then you have the Heron Lake. And then you move over the next state over, right? So now we're going to look at Arizona. And you have those are cities. Monument Valley and Antelope Canyon are cities. And then Grand Canyon National Park, Phoenix, Saguaro, I've never say that right, National Park, Tucson, Joshua, then California, you got Joshua Tree National Park, Red Rock Canyon National Conservation, Big Sur, Yosemite National Park, Sacramento, Redwood National Park. So it's like, it's a city or it's a national something. That's weird. I never noticed that before.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that. So Chad Bird, all good things come in 5, just like Layer 5, the sponsor of the Secret Bounty $10,000 game skill treasure hunt at Secret Summit. Cheers to all. Gotta love Texas for sure. Even the little small part of it. Imagine if Geo was the Dragon's bracelet neighbor. Emma, you have feedback?
It's not me, Chad. Wait, but we got the bracelets in today, Chad.
Oh, we do have the bracelets.
I got to point out for Chad Bird, if you look close at my shirt, these little symbols are the state of Texas.
Nice.
That's all.
I don't think he'll eliminate Texas unless he was like, all right, I'll also eliminate Texas or something like that. But he's not going to eliminate it. I just don't think it's enough of Texas to be like, I eliminated something, you know. I just don't think so. That's just.
And I'll be honest, I eliminated Texas myself at the very beginning of the treasure hunt. That's why I didn't really work on it for the longest time. I was like, it's too far away from me. I'm not going to go look for that.
I love that.
Let me ask you a question, though, and I'm curious about, especially with you guys having Secret Summit in Tucson. Like, I'll be honest with you, I immediately eliminated Arizona because of Brandon. Like, I was like, he's not going to want to go back there. He's not going to want anything to be related to that. I'm just curious what your thoughts are. I know people could go on the complete other side of that. Of it could be a tribute. It could be all those things. Like, and I get that side of the argument too. For me, it was like, I don't feel like he would want to go back there, but I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that.
I too think that there's like when the hunt first started, there was a lot of people who thought Brandon was the key, right? And I think that he couldn't really tell the story of his hunt for Forrest Fenn without telling the story of Brandon. And I need to point out that this is supposition based on, you know, reading the book and all that kind of stuff. But I think he couldn't really write that book or tell that story or even be part of Golden Greed without discussing it, right? But I think you're right. It's raw. I think that it's going to be there, but I think it's an opportunity to get out and see things in Arizona. But I don't necessarily believe Arizona, for me, is ever going to be on the playing field for that exact reason, Bruce.
Okay.
I want
I
you to
think-
answer this question too really quick, just since somebody asked. The difference between a national park and a national monument is that the national parks are designated by Congress for preservation, and the monument are smaller and created by presidential proclamation.
That's great. We got peace of mind. I like that. Like peace of mind. 1228 said, page 113. He says he's an expert on truck stop bathroom quality between Tucson and Helena. Why not say Dillon or Polaris?
Or Helena.
Does he have relatives in Helena?
So I don't know where all of Justin's family lives. But I think that it's a very interesting discernment. Because you're not wrong. Like, you're right. He's going straight to Polaris. And if you've been to that Montana, if he leaves Arizona and drives to Montana, he's not passing Polaris and heading to Helena. He's just not. He's stopping there in Dillon or where his grandfather lived, or Polaris where his grandfather lived.
Yeah, I mean, I think we put Polaris on because he owns a house in Polaris. That doesn't necessarily mean it's tied into anything. I think he just put it on there because that's his hometown where he has a house. Not his hometown.
But is Polaris related to Ursa East, like that? You know, Polaris North Star. I mean, I want that. That's kind of where my brain goes with it, with Polaris being on there. But I don't know. But I'm curious what you guys might think about that.
Yeah, I mean, does Ursa East, is he talking to stars? Is he just trying to mention a bear? You know what I mean? There's so many things that it could be. What's it called? We have one more here really quick. Can you read that one, please? Emma?
No.
Free Scott.
Hashtag free Scott.
I just want everybody to know Scott has never not been freed. I do not lock him up at the end of the night. He does not live in a prison.
Allegedly.
Froggy and Scott just like to hang out. So when I accidentally said, no, Scott's not coming to TreasureCon, because as a teacher, he didn't have the time off because he had tests that week. Froggy's like, you got to free Scott. Why won't you let Scott come? It's like, wait, no, I'm not letting Scott come. And now there's a movement. I'm debating making Free Scott t-shirts for Seeker Summit.
You would make a ton of money if you sold Free Scott t-shirts.
No.
What about Jam is eligible?
No.
Make a Jam.
No.
I would buy a Free Scott t-shirt.
Wow, look at that.
I'll buy one
You're out
too.
of my will.
I saw Scott hold an iPad for 3 hours, you know, while you were interviewing everybody in the line at the book signing. So God bless him, and Free Scott. You go, brother.
Wow. Listen, I always joke. We talk all the time about, you see Jam and you see me, but we have people in the background. Like you guys are going to meet Casey. Casey's part of our team. You're going to meet her when you're in Seeker Summit. You're going to meet Janet when you're in Seeker Summit. You're going to meet J-Mo, the other brother, when we're at Seeker Summit. Oh my gosh, Scott, I'm going to kill you when this show is over. I'm actually not coming to Seeker Summit. I'm going to prison for murdering Scott. Because look at this.
You've got the confession online
She
here.
keeps
so
me in a hole and tells me I can have the lotion or the hose.
Well, let me just tell you
That's
something.
where Scott is right now. He's in the hole. It
If
puts
you,
the lotion in the basket, Scott.
If you go to prison, we'll start a free Emma movement for you. So we already got a lot of the campaign stuff.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I
Jim
want
is not
the time to
eligible.
get. So my goal is to. Maybe I'll come up and get some like Free Scott buttons made or something like that, so people can wear them around and show their solidarity for you, Scott. We love you, Scott.
No. Oh my gosh. I'm never going to hear the end of this. Now,
is that Scott? Is he?
That dirty?
I didn't realize that. Hey, okay, thank you. Now I know.
That's Scott. His 2 cents is worth $1.99 tonight, boys and girls.
Scott, throw your address up there, Scott, so we can send the police.
Don't throw your address up there, Scott. Don't do it. Oh my gosh, you guys are bad. You're not allowed to be friends. Okay, but I think what's important to talk about is what if Justin eliminates 2 states, do you think he'll eliminate one of the major states and like a small state or not? No? Yes?
Bruce is doing math. Hold
I think
No, I
so.
was gonna let one of you guys. I've been talking a lot. I was gonna let one
Yes,
of you guys.
I think I think that sounds about right. A
Yeah.
non-essential state and a major state.
I think so too. It's like all the more reason. Like I've wanted 2000 from the beginning because, in my opinion, like 80% of submissions to the Guinness Book of World Records are denied on technicality. So the biggest thing we're saying is we're giving a treasure hunt, easy to prove. It's going to be about the numbers. So if I have 2000, no matter what, tell me I don't have 2000, right? How can you say I don't have 2000? 80%. That's insane. So this is a big deal, right? So I've always said 2000. So when he said, I'll eliminate a second state if we get 2000, it's because he thought there's no chance in heck I was getting 2000, right? So I'm going to, I was like, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make that happen for sure. Plus, think about this. If you bring 2,000 people at best, at any given time. I mean, we have about 3,300 followers, Jim, on YouTube. Is that correct?
We have a lot.
We have a lot. So over 3,000, right? So you have Jenny. Jenny has 10,000 followers on her YouTube. Froggy has just barely under us on his YouTube. I believe that K-Pro and Mike have, I know they have over 10,000 on theirs. So we know that minimally there's a lot of followers out there. John Collins Black sold over 100,000 books. Justin has never confirmed nor denied how many books he has sold, but you can see from the growing Bitcoin wallet, there's tons of books. There's 2,000 people out there, and there's 2,000 people who could easily come to this, the Arizona area. So I don't think it's a stretch. Now it's just about putting the right, promotion in place to get those final numbers to push. I mean, there's a military base, there's a massive college right there. Tell me that college students wouldn't come out to try to find it. And then all these people come out because they want to try to win $10,000, but it's not a win. It's a skill-based treasure hunt. When people get into the skill a bit, and the moment you discern that first clue, you're sitting with your friends or you're sitting around people and you're like thinking and processing, that moment you discern a first clue, well, that's the moment that it's born. That treasure bug is born, is in that first moment where you find that first clue. And you can't ever take that back from somebody. So I think we'll create a lot of treasure hunters in that day.
Are we going to be working as teams? Are you guys teaming up?
I'm not eligible, just like Jam is not eligible.
Allegedly.
So I suspect people will team up.
Allegedly.
He's not a good team sport. I'm just not especially with this group. Like we think so differently. It's so hard you can't get on the same page, and that's hard. So I'm probably going to be
more from each other. If you were all just were like, hey, we're on the same page, you would never learn from each other.
Well,
like
that's
the fact
true.
that you say stuff about Alabama that maybe they're like, it's still not in Alabama, but
they're not. Yeah, they haven't learned that lesson yet. They will.
But that's something to be said, right? You make a good point. Like, you don't want to become a wind tunnel of righteousness, right? Where and that's
I love. Can I use that, Emma? A wind tunnel of righteousness. Let me write that down.
Well, but isn't that have you ever tried to talk somebody out of their solve?
No.
So I happen to know somebody who has gone to the same place, to the exact same 100 by 100 spot, easily 15 times.
I'm trying to point to Jaws now. Hopefully I am.
If you ask me, 100 by 100, 15 times. I mean, at that point, you've really thoroughly, in my opinion, or maybe you're a bad searcher, I guess that could be. But I happen to know this person does not only a grid search, they've done 3 times across all 100 by 100, right? So on the 15th try, why are you still there? And it's a wind tunnel of righteousness. You cannot get them off their clues.
I think, Jaws, she's calling you names.
No.
So here's the thing.
For all of us, Mr. Caw Chat Bird, around the bend, Big Bend National Park, past the whole Victoria Peak. That's actually a good one. We got an Echo Houston.
We do, Chad. We've been trying to fix it all night. We're so sorry, bud.
I know. Sorry.
Jam is not eligible.
Jam's Ring of Power.
It's not Jam's Ring of Power.
Official.
Samantha.
So
It's
here's my
official.
thing about what you just said, Emma.
Yeah.
So I look at it this way. Do I know what I'm looking for when I go out there yet? Do you guys know
Well,
what you're looking for?
Treasure.
I-
So there's a very good chance in somebody's 100 by 100 place they're searching, they could have walked right past it and had no clue because they have no idea what they're looking for still.
We're talking about no matter what treasure we're looking for, like TTI, we're looking for some
Yeah.
kind of case that's holding the case, right? And
Right.
for Justin's, we're looking for some kind of container that's probably shaped like something, so it's probably not just a normal box.
So you make a good point. How do you correct for that then, Jaws, to make it so that when you go and search your 100 by 100, how do you correct for it to delineate so that you're not wasting resources? Because you know, what I mean, maybe you do have infinite resources, but as the girl who pays for my boots on the ground, I got to make sure I make it count, right?
All right.
So
you're
how do
talking
you maximize that resource?
You're talking to a poor Texas boy. I spend about $70 for every boots on the ground. It's a tank of gas there and a tank of gas home.
Oh,
I sleep
wow.
in the car. So I don't have resources.
Yeah. So, but how do you, I mean, do you take your 100 by 100 and you shrink it to 10 by 10 to just do a thorough search and remove it for your list?
So the problem is the end of the story to me, like, I've been working on the Pokemon box the most.
Yeah.
The end of the story to me, the last two clues are so vague. Like, where the locals turn up from time to time. What does that mean? I've probably had about 15 different theories on what the locals turning up have been in the times I've been going up and searching in this area. So I can't say I'm in 100 by 100. It's still a large area until I figure out what the locals turn up exactly is. But I will say I've searched a ton of that place. Like, I go at least twice a month, probably, maybe 3 times sometimes, and spend the whole weekend there. I've got one more area I want to go back to. It was my very first area that I searched when I went there. And it's still, to me, something tells me it's that area. And I'm going to go back and search that one again.
Okay. So here's my question. In your area, do you have a space or something that makes sense for where the locals turn up from time to time?
Yep.
So you have your answer then, don't you?
But the problem is, what if it's the wrong thing where the locals turn up? Like, I can show you 15 different things within that national park area that could be what the locals turn up and do. So, and they're all very close to where I think the end
are
is.
very close to each other. I know you're right.
So, yeah, I'll be back up there. I think I'm going to 2 weeks after Seekers Summit. I'll be back up there and looking.
I'm there May, I want to say 10th to the 20th. So
I'm in a totally different area than you, though.
Are you really? Oh, I thought we were close to one another. Maybe I'm just
you're
close to Megan.
Yeah, you're close to Megan.
I thought you and Megan were close to each other.
I hung out with him for a while.
She was all in on my solve until he said the word river, and then she turned her back on me.
So does your solve not have a river?
It has a creek that moves very quickly, not a river.
And for you, that doesn't make you question it a little more?
Gotta be river. I mean, he said
gotta be river.
See, I don't. A river definition is a quick moving body of water, and that's what it is.
River,
a river is like.
We've definitely dug into this one. Is it proper noun river or is it flowing body of water river? Because we went round and round on this one, and I think for the X marks the pod team, we decided that that any flowing body of water could be considered a river. So I don't know.
If you look up the word river, it says a large, natural, and continuous flowing body of fresh water.
Large. That's the key in it. You wouldn't call a creek a river, right? You don't look at a creek and be like, that's a river, and stuff like that. And
yeah, it depends on the creek. The creek where I am, I would not walk across this creek.
But is it?
I guess for me to be called a river, it would have to be like river in the name of it.
And
You
then you
know,
also
that's
have the
Agreed.
problem of that was one of the questions where he was put on the spot and he answered that question. And if you watch the video, he didn't look quite sure of what he said after he said it.
that's
So,
interesting.
so maybe the word river threw him off after he said it.
It's certainly possible. Well, and I'm going to tell you something that I say at the end of every time I question someone about their thoughts. Turns out I don't have a treasure box, so it could very well be exactly what you're saying. Please don't misunderstand me. But like we stopped going out on people's solves. But one thing we found really quickly was the most important question to ask was, is it public land? Because the number of people who would say, yes, it's public land, and then you get there, and then it would be like, well, here's how it's public land. Nope, it is or it isn't, right? And so that actually started to make me wonder, well, if I don't have the components for each of the things that I think fit the clues, then I don't have a solve.
And John, just
Right.
to let you know, we're having fun in here debating and stuff like that. Absolutely. He could just
You could be
using
100% right, especially like you
Yeah,
said.
he
He's
can call
got
it a crick.
traces.
You know, oh, that
Call it-
crick on down there, you know, what's it called? You just never know what he actually means and stuff like that. You know, people are going to hear what they want to hear no matter what, too. So never,
Right.
ever, as not that we ever could, but never, ever let anybody discourage you from your
Yeah.
solve. Because if you're right and they're wrong, they just messed you up. So.
And if
Yeah.
we get the opportunity to interview John on our pod, that's going to be one of our questions. Like, did you mean river, proper noun river, like Mississippi River, Arkansas River, or
Don't say
just
that. He might not come on now. He'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I can't do that one. I don't want to answer that."
These damn content creators, and they're come at you questions, trying to gotcha me.
He just blocked Bruce's email right now.
I know. Well, no wonder I haven't got any response from him. All right.
Okay, so Chad Bird says JP is 60 pounds plus. That's 24% of a Chad Bird, and he says it's completely recognizable. I bet when whoever finds it will be confused area-wise. I think and with JP, he says it's the size of a kitchen. Like, I mean, what size kitchen?
I think what he's saying is the actual treasure, like a 60-pound treasure. That's 24% of Chad Bird.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
I think what he's saying is we're looking for Chad Bird's leg. That's the container.
Chad, are you saying we're looking for your leg?
Breaking
That's
news.
awesome.
That's what
That's
the
a
box
container.
is.
Chad Bird's leg. The container looks like Chad Bird's leg. I love it.
Yeah,
Drumstick.
60-pound plus it's a heavy treasure, right? You know what I mean? Like Chad Bird's is a geode with the what's it called with the Trezor device in it and stuff like that. I mean, 60 pounds, like the lion chair is supposedly really heavy too, and the smaller ones are not nearly as heavy. So it's really interesting to think about it. 60 pounds is not little; it's a big size. So
it's fun because Montana Josh says the size of the kitchen you grew up in. Well, like I start to think about that and remember, like kids who are of the 80s, our kitchens weren't huge yet. You know, many people had galley kitchens or like we had a pretty good sized kitchen, Jam. If you think about it, when we were growing up at our McClay house, that was a good sized kitchen.
I mean, was it a Justin kitchen though? When Justin's like, it's the size of the kitchen. I can just imagine going to Justin's house and it's the size of like 3 houses inside his kitchen. He's probably got 2 kitchens. He's got a kitchen for his kitchen, you know?
He's got like an Olympic swimming pool in his kitchen.
Yeah. Do my dishes in that pool over there, you know? The average size kitchen. Has he been in an average size kitchen? Does he know what an average size kitchen is?
Well, I mean, he talks about when he was growing up, right? And I assumed his kitchen was average size then.
Yeah, but now to these super rich, how big is this kitchen? Like the size of like 2 football fields, or how big is that? You know.
So I guess here's the thing: the assumption is like that he would put stock in having a big kitchen. Like, is he even a cook? Does he cook? Why would if a person doesn't cook, a kitchen's generally not a big deal to them. Someone like me, I don't care about most of the rest of the house. I only care about the kitchen.
Oh,
that's true, actually. And she has a nice kitchen, and she's an excellent cook. So it's fragile.
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 That's what makes
Christmas
me think
story.
Not bronze. It's probably aluminum or something like that, which makes more sense. It lasts in the weather, and that's a little bit. Although aluminum could be strong too. So you know, I don't. It depends how thin it is. So
right. Well, we're coming up on 2 hours, guys. It has been
wow.
so, I know it goes by fast.
We had
Didn't get a
of
lot of
fun.
calls tonight, which is shocking, but especially because I thought people would want to talk about all this stuff.
I'm
But I
surprised
think
you didn't get
sometimes,
more calls going, you're interviewing Justin. Can you ask this? Can you ask that? We get told that all the time. And we're not even interviewing him.
Scott, he's
Yeah.
such a jerk.
To be fair, we've had a lot of people send us comments on our videos in DMs, and there's a lot of people that have you got to get an upgrade on your kitchen there, Scott. But no,
It's a huge kitchen. They have a big kitchen. It's huge. It's
I
beautiful.
don't think our kitchen is small. I think that our kitchen needs to be different.
Yeah, 2. She wants a second kitchen.
No, I
So-
want a longer island and another round of cabinets. That's all I think would be better.
Hey,
I'm
real
gonna
quick,
kill
do you
Scott.
think Justin's gonna bring anything about the clocks in the Netflix special or the cipher? Do you think we're getting any clues about that at Secret?
You want to know why that's a good question, Bruce? Because people get to ask the questions at Seeker Summit. So my hope is that people are tailoring and preparing their questions to submit when you walk into Seeker Summit so that they can submit the questions and it's going to be voted on. I think also that because Justin's very intelligent, don't tell him I said that. I don't want to fangirl on him. But I think that he'll probably find something that will filter out the same question over and over, right? You know,
I think
and
he's really good. I think he's really good. Like Forrest Fenn was the best at this. If you try to throw in, like if you guys are about to interview him, if you guys accidentally throw in a question and then you throw in a little something extra or whatever extra, he'll basically bypass the question. He'll loop around. He'll answer the other thing, and then you'll be like, "Oh, I just got an answer." But oh, wait a minute, that's not the actual question I asked. And Forrest Fenn was the master at it. You know what I mean? He was literally the master at that. So I think people just need to be, when they're making these questions, you've got to be super careful. One question. If you put 2 questions in there, the one you want answered won't get answered. So I would do one individual questions, try to make it precise. And I would say also don't try to make it about yourself, make it about something that would help everybody. Otherwise it won't get voted on.
well, Chad's got a question here for you guys. He says, X marks the pod. Gotta ask if Yosemite National Park is on the table. Love you, JP, if you're watching, but inquiring bird minds want to know.
Is that Yosemite or Yellowstone?
That is
It's
Yellowstone.
It's Yellowstone, and I call it Yosemite every single time.
It's not. It's Yellowstone.
We're gonna go for Yosemite today, but also it's Yellowstone.
It's definitely Yellowstone is what he's talking about. Do you think Yellowstone?
He's definitely talking Yellowstone.
National Park, where Forrest Fenn hit it, he spent so much time hunting.
I like how both Chad and Scott correct.
That is even an option. What about you, Bruce? Let's go with you first.
Oh, I think probably not, just because that's where Fenn's was found, and I think he doesn't want to copycat it. I think the safe combination in Golden Greed is the GPS coordinates for Yellowstone, and I think that's your starting location, like beyond the Yellowstone map's edge is kind of my philosophy on that. But and also the state line between Wyoming and Montana is the 42nd parallel, and there's a lot of 42 in there. I think there's some ties there. Yeah, but I would eliminate Yellowstone from my search because of just that's where Fenn's was. That's just me.
Well,
In
really quick,
my solve, sorry, I didn't hear you. In my solve,
because you're in a national park, so
my solve is the foot of 3 is the junction between Yellowstone Road, 24. It's Highway 24 or Route 24 and 360, Highway 360. So to me, he came full circle with the 360 and he hit it right at the foot of 3, bringing in the Yellowstone.
I like that.
Woo-hoo.
So maybe not the park, but the road.
You'll be amazed all the tie-ins, right? And I think that when he always says that he hopes that when people look at the solve that they love it, but he recognizes that there's going to be people who hate it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love my solve, so
Yeah.
Feel free to
Love it.
feel free to drop off the my secondary container. If it's not a weathered tree trunk, I think it might be the Tupperware container that they fed the raccoons out of. And so there's a giant, giant white Tupperware container out there.
I like it.
That would be hilarious.
Chat Bird says thoughts on the rock at 9 Mile Hole in Golden Greed that he gets out at in Waders. What do we think about that, guys?
I think that would be too obvious of a place to go.
I will say this. There's a couple things that make 9 Mile Hole significant. Not in, I have a couple different types of solves because I think you need to be thinking, like I'm terrified of bias, right? Only because my very first search ever had so much bias in it that I'm just terrified of it. So when he talked about how he thought he was punked at the Q&A in Dylan because nobody had mentioned the one clue that was he thought was so obvious in Golden Greed, I started to think that maybe part of it was when he tapped on that 9 Mile Hole or like tapped on the book. And so then it started, and he says in the, is it the audiobook where he says the difference is to draw a map? I think it's the audiobook where he says it about drawing the map. And I'm like, what if that spot, 9 Mile Hole, has that significance that's a piece of the map you need to draw and like start from one spot to go to the next kind of thing. And that the rock is also between the lines of an acknowledgement page. That's true, Barry Casey.
There was another one. We had a couple saying people now starting to ask questions. What is the one question you would ask a searcher of your treasure other than what you've been looking for? And another person said, ask a question and let him talk. That is how we get information. Yeah, they already reiterated that that's what they're going to try to do. It's a lot easier said than done. I think people realize, as he takes a break and stuff like that, you don't want to just sit there with dead air. A lot of jobs as us as YouTubers is to make sure the conversation keeps flowing. So it's a lot harder than you think. It's a lot easier to think, oh yeah, you're cutting them off or anything like that. What's it called? I always say give people grace because it's not as easy as you think. Right. So I hear people talking to Justin all the time, and they're rambling on and on and on when they want to hear him talk. All I can think is like, you see, it's not as easy,
Well,
so
you get nervous, right? Like, so you talk about, Bruce said it, the fanboy moment, right? And so you get there and like Justin's standing there to say hi to you, and you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And that you walk away and you're like, I didn't even let him say a word. And I watched it happen so many times, and then took the pictures of the people who've done it.
We just want to be cognizant of it that it can happen. Megan, I'm looking at you, and just again, we recognize that this is for the community. Like this isn't for us. I mean, we're thrilled to have the opportunity, but again, we want to make it valuable for the whole community, not just for us to drool all over Justin. I'll do that enough at Secret Summit, and I probably did that enough at your party.
Of course.
So he had to get dry cleaning done on his shirt that I we're very
but
cognizant.
You weren't the only one. I see it happen time and time again. And he's so kind about it. That's the thing I'll say is, and I suspect I would love to hear your perspective, and Jams. I think that when you meet Justin, he's so gracious, right? He's so like, he's going to listen to you say whatever you're going to say. And he's just going to let you talk, and he's going to be nice, and he's going to be kind. And that's just who he is.
It's why nobody needs to worry about going to talk to Justin and being starstruck, because he's such a nice guy and he's just so easygoing that I promise you have no fear. But always, I tell people, come say hi to us first. We'll walk you over there if you're nervous about it. We'll introduce you, and everything will be okay. I promise you, everything's going to be good.
Absolutely.
So, I'm just curious with so many people at the Secret Summit, like, is Justin going to be as accessible? Like I'd be worried that he would get mobbed. I mean, your party had about 100 people, and people were very respectful of not just bum rushing them. They were picking their spots and all that. And Justin was very accommodating to everybody, but he never felt like he got overrun. Like there was a lot of people there that already had engaged with Justin at some other event or something. But this is going to be a whole nother animal, and I just wonder. How accessible is Justin going to be? Like, do you have security for Justin? Is that
nope?
You don't.
He's not that guy.
Oh, Jam's a security. All right.
Me and Tad Bird, we got him.
You got it. Again, everybody's been very respectful in the community, and I don't think anybody's going to be. But you do, and you get a big enough crowd of people out there, there's going to be one or two overzealous folks or something, right? So I'm just curious.
Well, we've actually been a few places where there have been fights. We were at a spot where Jam had to break up a fight before.
Yeah, you'd be surprised we had there's 2,000 people in Dillon and not a single person.
Yeah, 1,600.
Everybody waited patiently. Everybody was respectful, and that was 1,600 people. So I'm not worried about that, and I think that people will be nervous, but people will go up there, they'll talk to them, and I think they're just going to have a great time. It's going to be well worth it. To me, that's even more important than the next day event because you get to actually interact with Justin.
Right. Well, it's a reception. You also get to interact with each other.
Yes, and you get to yes, that's going to be the best part of it. If you ask me, the Friday event's going to be awesome. And Thursday we're going to hang out. We're going to go do something. If you're in town, come hang out with us. We're going to find a place to go hang out. I don't know. There's not a lot of big places. That's what I'm finding out. There's not a lot of big places in Tucson that can hold 300 people or whatever. So we may just have to go to some food trucky area and have everybody just come hang out there or something.
Right. So let's talk about what Chad Bird says here. We got to find Justin's Carter violin or Mark from San Diego. Pull out the ball, Bustin'. Boy, they get me sometimes. Thoughts if the checkpoint is on sacred ground and leads you out of the park? I mean, again, I just said a minute ago, I do love a map theory, and I think that a checkpoint being on sacred ground, the one thing he said is that it had to be beautiful and meaningful at the Dillon book signing. And so if your solve is not beautiful, or if your solve doesn't have that meaning in some way, you're probably in the wrong place. Okay, Gigi Kukla says, by the community, for the community, excited for X Marks interview and the Seekers Summit. I love that. I say it all the time. It's Seekers Summit is a treasure hunting conference by hunters for hunters. We're so glad you're going to be there, Gigi.
For sure. We are going to have so much fun. I'm so happy you're coming.
Okay, so now we've exceeded 2 hours, guys. Thank you so much for showing up and watching. Next week, New Phone Who Dis is going to be Luby and Sherry hanging out with us, talking all things TTI, a little bit of BTME, and don't be shocked, some more Seekers Summit. Until next week, thank you so much for tuning in. We certainly appreciate you guys. Have a great night.